Yeah, okay, guys, join quickly. So I hope I have not taken any class for safety so far for you guys. All of you are new to the एम्स रसीद आप कब ज्वाइन किए आप कैन यू हियर मी मिस्टर रसीद और मंगेश I am audible to you all. Anyone
I
acknowledge?
joined
Yeah.
batch
Yes,
around
sir.
in the new year.
Okay. One by one. Mangesh, when did you join?
So in the new year, beginning of the new year.
Okay. Or Sanjeev?
Sir, 27 December.
Okay. So I think you have attended any class, safety class?
Yes, sir. 2-3 classes you already taken, sir.
Okay. Or Nirmal? I can see all new faces. You also new. Nirmal, can you hear me? Rashid,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me? You also
Yes,
joined
sir.
in New Year?
Sir, no, sir. I joined not before New Year, sir.
So you have attended any safety classes?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so we will start without wasting time. Okay. So I welcome all of you, and we will take some of the topic related to safety, right? Just a minute. Let me. Okay. So far, since most of you are new, and then we have to start. We have started our safety class on 21st. 21st onwards, we have covered a few topics till end of the year, and after that I did not take any class. So those who have new to the class, we will take some of the topic and then we will continue, right? And in rotation we will cover. Okay. So today we will discuss enclosed space entry, right? So some of you have attended enclosed space entry classes. Anyone from you? I don't think. Okay. So we will discuss about enclosed space entry, right? So when we talk about, I am audible to everyone. Anyone can acknowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So no problem with the audio. So I will read out the question for you, which comes in written. Like with reference to the entry into enclosed space on board, define enclosed space. Means what do you mean by enclosed space? Then give some example of enclosed space on board. Okay. The second part, describe hazards related to entry into enclosed space on board. What are the hazards related to enclosed space? Then explain the safety precaution prior to entry into enclosed space, right? So when we talk about enclosed space, all of you are selling ETO. So what do you mean by enclosed space? Means when we talk about enclosed space, so what do you mean by enclosed space? Anyone?
The space is having less oxygen.
Correct. Very correct. Means lack of oxygen. Okay. Or lack of oxygen, or
Lack of ventilation.
very correct. Lack of ventilation, or
And the presence of the hazardous gases.
yes, of course, presence of toxic gases, or because enclosed space we are not using on day-to-day basis for working, the limited opening of for entry and exit, and the enclosed space is not designed for continuous worker occupancy, means limited opening for entry and exit, and it is not used for day to day work. बलास्ट टैंक हम डेली नहीं जाते हैं, वाइड स्पेस हम डेली नहीं जाते हैं, देन कॉफर डैम डेली नहीं जाते हैं. ओके, जस्ट मिनट गाइस. सो CO2 रूम डेली नहीं जाते हैं, पेंट लॉकर डेली नहीं जाते हैं. So these all the places we are not using on day-to-day basis. So enclosed space is not designed for continuous working occupancy. Okay, means we are not going on day-to-day basis. So this is the definition of enclosed space. When somebody asks you what do you mean by enclosed space, so you have to say that enclosed space have less opening, lack of oxygen, lack of ventilation, presence of hazardous gases, limited entry, not used for day-to-day basis opening. And what all the gases you can expect in the enclosed space? Different type: carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia, methane, propane. You mean any gases? All will be there. That depends upon which type of enclosed space you have, right? If somebody asks you, then give some example of enclosed space. So as we all know, the enclosed space on board, what we have, as I mentioned, the battery locker, the pump room in the tanker. Anybody from the tanker guys? So the pump room is also enclosed space. Ballast tank also considered as an enclosed space. Pent locker, enclosed space. The coffer dam, enclosed space. Battery room, enclosed space. Okay. Then all fuel tank, enclosed space. Cargo tank, enclosed space. So these all the few places are considered as a enclosed space. So this is example. That was the third part. Now I will show you one slide and it will cover whole concept of enclosed space. So when we are going to make a entry into enclosed space, so what kind of permit we will make? Anybody?
So enclosed space entry.
Correct. And when we make any permit, what we will make with the permit.
Safe job analysis.
Yes, permit to work we will make. Okay, permit to work will be in closed space. In closed space permit. So not related to enclosed space. When we are making any permit, what we do? Anybody? What do you mean by risk assessment? We are making risk assessment. The slide where I'm writing is visible to everyone. You can see, all of
Yes.
you. Okay. What do you mean by risk assessment? Anyone? When we are making any permit, along with that, we are making risk assessment.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's like we
Okay.
are maintaining some plan regarding the risks. If something is happen, so what we have to do in case of emergency.
No. Okay. Okay.
Minimizing the
So
hazards to the job, sir.
yes, yes. So related to enclosed space, what is risk involved? As we say, lack of oxygen. Okay. Less illumination, then lack of ventilation. ये सब हमने देखा था. So and toxic gases. These all the risk related to enclosed space. So the risk identification of hazards. If we talk about risk, 4 factor we discuss. Identification of hazards. तो हमने hazards में ये सारी चीजें आइडेंटिफाई कर ली. Lack of oxygen, lack of illumination. Then we have to identify identification of hazards. Then we have to do the assessment of risk. Risk assessment, 4 factor finish. Then assessment करेंगे हम risk का. Then we will do the control measure. Now हमने assessment किया कि वहां lack of oxygen है, lack of ventilation है, lack of illumination है, and then how we are going to control to reduce the hazards. How we are going to reduce the to improve the oxygen level by ventilation. So we keep ventilation running. Okay, and then how we are going to measure? We have to measure the atmosphere in the enclosed space, and when we will go for entry, your oxygen level has to be 21%. Then आपने चौथा क्या करना है? पहले identification of hazards, then assessment of the risk control, how you are going to control the risk. Then what are the control measure you are going to use to reduce the risk. Then आपने less illumination है, you will put extra illumination. Then you have to monitor. Suppose you have started ventilation and your oxygen percentage has come up to 21%, and then you stop the ventilation. You are not monitoring continue throughout the period of entry, and suppose again oxygen level reduce. So you have to monitor the effectiveness of your control. Okay, this is the risk evaluation and controlling of the risk. So enclosed space permit बनेगी, risk assessment बनाया जाएगा. Then उसके बाद considering all factor, you will make a entry attempt. So entry procedure क्या होगा? Entry to enclosed space. I'll give you note later on. first you should try to understand about so what procedure you will follow before making entry to the enclosed space. First, we have to do toolbox meeting. What do you mean by toolbox meeting? Anyone? Anybody? What do you mean by toolbox?
Sir, we have to discuss about the things we are going to do.
Yes, this is some kind of planning. Before you start any job, you have to plan, you have to discuss the whole scenario of work scope, what are the favorable condition, what are the extra hand spares, what kind of accessories spares you are going to use. These all you will discuss in the toolbox meeting. Then, as I said, you have to make a risk assessment. As already discussed, you will make a risk assessment. So as I said, regarding risk assessment, you have to identify the risk, you have to mm, control the risk, and then you continue monitor the risk. Then you will, suppose you are going to make a entry into the any fuel pump, I mean fuel tank, then all the pump transfer pump has to be on manual, all inlet outlet valve has to lock, then notice board has to be placed. These all necessary hazards and document you will make, all risk you will evaluate and minimize. Then उसके बाद ventilation, this is the prior entry. Okay, prior entry to enclosed space. Okay, this is the major point. Then ventilate, and what you will do, ventilation will be keep running. Okay, and you make the guard at the entry of the enclosed space so that no accidental and unauthorized entry. Then test the atmosphere of the oxygen content and presence of flammable and toxic gases or vapor inside the enclosed space. Do not enter until the atmosphere has been determined to be safe. Okay, right? Then permit to work. This is 4 things. If you write prior to entry, that is enough. And you have to write few points into this. In permit to work, what all things we check? We have various permit related to various job. Like when you are going to change the forward navigation light, you have to fill up work allow permit. So in work allow permit, there is a section that switch off power, make logout tag out, switch off horn, and switch off radar, inform duty officer, take a watchman, and take the weather condition, assess the weather condition. That is the risk. Then when you are going to climb on the mast, there is a risk of fall and slip. Then you have to put proper PPE, safety harness, and all. Take a radio, keep a watchman down in the forward under the forward mast, and then you will climb. That is the related to work alarm. When you are going to use what do you call, if you are going to take motor overhauling job, then you have to fill different permit, like electrical isolation permit. In electrical isolation permit, different criteria is there. Similarly, you will prepare enclosed space permit in this condition. So in enclosed space permit, the hazards of the job and the space have to be dealt with. Atmosphere, space is adequately illuminated, you have sufficient light. The attendant at the entrance has to be appointed, because somebody has to be there at the entry point to control. Communication has to be established between the bridge and the entry point and the party who is going to enter. Then emergency rescue equipment is available. See, in this permit, the things are changed. Unlikely work aloft and isolation, here is a different kind of scenario. So we have different kind of checklist and different kind of preparation. Then emergency rescue equipment is available at the entrance. Okay, and you have to extra manpower for rescue, and all personnel who is involved for the task has to be properly trained. So this is prior to entry of enclosed space, right? Now I will give you some slide for you just to for answer. Just give me. I will give you the diagram question. Please keep taking note. Whatever related topic we cover, I will give you the note also. Some of you have, some of you doesn't have. So please take a note for your written preparation, right? This screen is there on you. Your see with reference to enclosed space 1, 2, 3, and this 4 mark each question. Take this. Then I will give you the definition for enclosed space. There is a different questions related to enclosed space. We'll take this later on. Take the note. Okay. As I said, what do you mean by enclosed space? Take this note. What are the hazards? This you don't need to write, just for your information. You can take what are the hazards related to enclosed space, the weather hazards, geographical, I mean the what you call related to again weather, technological hazards. These all the different kind of hazards. This you don't need to write in the exam. Okay. This what are the gases present in the enclosed space? Different kind of toxic gases may be present. Okay. Now, example, that was the second point, example of enclosed space, as we have already mentioned. So just for remembrance purpose, they take these ballast tank, fuel tank, pump room, cargo tank. These all the different type and different kind of enclosed space, but all are enclosed space you have to write. Okay, that is the second one. Now, prior to enclosed space, see, describe the hazards related to entry into enclosed space. These all the hazards, if it is asked. Take this. See, oxygen depleted, oxygen enriched, presence of toxics, flammable atmosphere, temperature extreme. Anybody has gone to ballast tank anytime? You will see in the future. Then presence of dust, absence of free flow of air, less ventilation. These are the hazards related to enclosed space. Okay. Now, prior entry into the enclosed space. As I mentioned, I only mentioned the main topic, but few points you can write under each topic, like toolbox meeting, all party to discuss the job to be done in the enclosed space. What are the hazards of the space and how can they be controlled? What are the hazards of the job and how can they be controlled? Then risk assessment. I said in the risk assessment, just take this point and if somebody asks you, what do you mean by risk assessment and how you are going to control the risk? So this is first, you have to identify the risk hazards, assessment of the risk control, then application. What are the control measure you are going to adopt to reduce the risk? As I said, suppose lack of illumination, so you have to put extra light. Lack of oxygen, so you have to start ventilation or you have to put extra ventilation. Then if after adopting all control, you have to continue monitor the effectiveness of the control. So this is as a whole risk assessment. This you don't have to write, but if somebody asks you in the oral, what do you mean by risk assessment? So the the risk which is involved related to particular job is called risk. How you are going to evaluate the risk? So we have to identify the risk. Then how you are going to adopt the control measure? So depending upon the risk, we will control the risk and we will bring down to, आपने देखा होगा रिस्क की मैट्रिक्स बनाते हैं कभी कभी, हाई, मॉडरेट एंड लो. आपने देखा है रेड, देन येलो एंड देन ग्रीन. रिस्क असेसमेंट किसी ने बनाया है? एनीबॉडी? नो. So when you fill up the permit, you don't fill up risk assessment in your company. Any one of you? No. नाम ही नहीं सुना है क्या रिस्क असेसमेंट का आप लोगों ने?
Yes, sir.
सारे
सुना है.
ब्लैंक.
We
हाँ.
filled.
So
Yeah, we filled.
you are preparing risk assessment along with the permit or no?
Yes, sir. We are preparing.
Yes. All standard company, like not standard only, it is mandatory. You have to fill up the risk assessment along with the permit. Okay. So when you are making risk assessment, you have to consider this point. That's why I give you this. Okay. This should be here. Okay. You have taken this, then take this. The ventilation. This for written. Okay. Then take this permit to work, as I already mentioned. These 4 points we have to consider before making entry to the enclosed space. Clear, guys? Okay. Now, see here. Now we have already ready. We have make everything, and now we are going to make entry. Enclosed space entry procedure. You don't get confused. I will repeat the question again. Define enclosed space. Give the second point. Give some example of enclosed space on board. Okay. Third question. Precaution to be taken prior to enclosed space. That which I said, toolbox meeting, risk assessment, ventilation, permit to work. Okay. Ventilate. Right. This point. Now you are ready and you are going to make entry. So this is this slide which you are getting now. Before starting the work, there should be toolbox meeting, whereas various topic, blah blah blah. Already after filling the permit, verify the atmosphere. Okay. Access to and within the space should be adjacent and well illuminated. No source of ignition will be taken into the space, because why we don't want any source of ignition in the, because we have hydrocarbon, we have toxic atmosphere, so which can lead to the explosion or major fire. Okay. Only equipment that is certified intrinsically safe, intrinsically safe equipments, tools, or intrinsically safe portable equipments. Anybody? What do you mean by intrinsically safe? अगर कोई ऐसे पूछ देता है आपको। सब लोग ओरल क्लासेस भी अटेंड कर रहे हो पैरेलली कि नहीं?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, they are designed to so that we can make it in a hazardous atmosphere.
Okay, so how they are designed in such a way, what they will not do?
Sir, actually, if we talk about like electrical fitting, so they are designed in such a way that low power
No.
is used.
हाँ, okay. Electrical fitting is explosion proof. Suppose you are going in the enclosed space. So suppose you are carrying a flashlight or you are carrying a camera to click some photograph. So these camera and these flashlight has to be intrinsically safe. What do you mean by that? वो मैं पूछ रहा था. Okay, I will just Sanjeev, I will just elaborate. Intrinsically safe means the safe power. The and when you switch on, switch off, or when you click the camera, and when the clicking or switching on, switch off, they will not initiate any spark. The voltage is so less. And what do you mean by safe voltage? For intrinsically safe equipment, that is 30 volt, 50 milliamps current. The power is less, so that if they are switching on, switching off, they will not ignite any spark. That is the intrinsically safe equipments which are used in the hazardous area. So that has to be certified intrinsically safe equipment. Then all number of personal entry into enclosed space has to be trained, and they should be fully aware. Okay, at least one attendant, I already discussed, should be there at the entrance. Okay, before entry permitted, it should be established communication with the bridge, and they have to use proper fireman outfit, because they have to go with the ACBA set. So these all the entry procedure. Okay, then take this also. You have to remember the question also, and related to what answer you are going to give. Okay, now you're taken, keep clicking and saving, so that you remember for your written, right? Abhi, see, related, before I come to this oxygen analyzer, I just want to I will, okay. See here, कभी कभी question ऐसा आता है. This I was saying. Risk assessment matrix explain procedure as a second engineer. What action in case risk is not coming down, even all control measure you have taken. When we are making the risk assessment, then we make that, okay, lack of illumination, the risk is high. Then control, in control measure you will write ventilation is started. Then on under control you will make it from high to moderate, means you already control the risk. So here I will just read for you. The highest risk label are one end, the lowest label on the other end. Medium risk is the medium. Risk assessment matrix often color code of risk label, thus increasing their visibility and easy decision making. So what you do when you are making risk assessment, see here, as I already discussed this point before. So when you are going to make risk assessment, if risk is not coming down, suppose आपने ventilation continue चला के 12 hour 24 hour रख दिया, and O2 percentage is not coming down, then you will not make a entry. If it is not coming from high to moderate, you will not make a entry. ठीक है? So this is the risk assessment matrix, and this two slide you take, first and two. This is the eight mark question. I will again show you. This is the first. Okay. आप लोगों ने अभी देखा नहीं है risk assessment. Unfortunately, I don't have the format right now, the sample, otherwise I would have shown you. So these 2 pages you will make for risk assessment matrix. जो मैं slide बोलूँगा वही लेना आप. Okay. Now I'll go back to question एक आता है related to oxygen analyzer. Wait. See here. Okay. ये क्वेश्चन आप लिया था. State the hazards which may be encountered when entering an enclosed space and precautions that should be taken. ये अलग से इसका सबका आंसर दे रहा हूँ. ये क्वेश्चन लो आप. Then describe the oxygen analyzer which can be used to sample the atmosphere, okay, in wide or enclosed space. Okay. Then instruction given to the junior as per ISM. So one question, what are the risks involved? We have already discussed. So see here, already we discussed, don't take this. What are the hazards related to enclosed space? Already हमने दे दिया है. Now we'll go to the oxygen end. Okay. This you have already taken. This you have already taken. This already discussed. I will give you the oxygen analyzer. Only take that. See, the instrument is used to check O2 content of the atmosphere within a tank or confined space. Sample of the atmosphere are drawn by the means of rubber aspirator bulb and passed over a sensor. So oxygen analyzer we use just to measure the atmosphere, and this oxygen analyzer we calibrate on the fresh air. Okay. Now आपको sketch करना ये diagram. Take this diagram. I will just explain how the oxygen analyzer is working. ले लिया आप लोग. स्क्रीनशॉट ले रहे हो क्या? एवरीबडी लॉग इन विथ लैपटॉप और घूम रहे हो मोबाइल पे लॉग इन हो?
Sir, with laptop, sir.
नहीं मैं आई एम टॉकिंग संजीव फॉर बी सीरियस. whenever you are joining any class, sit with the pen and paper. Okay, some of the point you have to write for remembering later on, and try to connect with the laptop and with the good speed, so that there is no buffering, there is no echo, there is no delay, and keep clicking the screenshot and keep saving. Make a folder on your laptop and please be serious and keep copying the things, and don't share on the social media. Let it be with the ends group only, right? I request to everyone. I keep what you call repeating this. So take this. This is the O2 analyzer, and see here the only things what is here. See here. This is the gas in, I mean atmospheric gas, which is coming here, and there are two simple what do you call, आपको what do you call wheat stone bridge पता है किसी को? Anybody? Balance bridge? Anybody? डिस्कस हुआ है? नहीं अजय, I know अजय हरिंदर, I have discussed. I think you are the old guy. So okay, take this note. आप लोगों के लिए रिपीटेशन हो गया अजय, आई थिंक. This was discussed. So what happened? The oxygen you have to don't you have to write. There are two platinum resistance wire which are exposed to two different chamber. In the first chamber, there is a air in which is oxygen content need to be monitored. Plus, there is an artificially created magnetic field. Okay. While the second chamber, there is a same air which is going, but there is no magnetic field present in the chamber. One is with the magnetic field, the first one. The second one without artificial magnetic field. The wire form a part of the Wheatstone bridge circuit, and the Wheatstone bridge is used to measure a unknown resistance by obtaining a balance between two legs of the circuit. The air whose content has to be noted is supplied at one end and is filtered by passing it through a diffuser and goes to the two chamber. Hence, while one chamber of the meter attract oxygen, the reference chamber attract only air. You're getting my point. This causes a difference in the temperature of two wire set because of the difference in thermal conductivity of the oxygen with respect to air. These causes imbalance of the resistance of the bridge legs, and the degree of the imbalance is in proportion to the oxygen content in the sample to the measure. अभी डायग्राम पे आए. Wheatstone bridge, थोड़ा सा just guideline, because this principle is used at various places. We have two fixed resistance, one is a variable resistance, and one is load. What happened when there is no load? With the variable resistance, you have make the four legs equal and there is no flow of any current. So there is no deflection of the needle. So it means the 1, 2, 3, 4 legs are balanced and you have zero output and there is no flow of current, right? That is the principle of Wheatstone bridge. Now we have connected load here. He is telling the artificial magnetic field be developed. So when oxygen is passing here and rest of the air mixed with the oxygen passing here, and depending upon the property of the air and oxygen, the bridge get unbalanced, and when it get unbalanced, there is a flow of current, and that current is measured and interface into the term of oxygen. So this kind of principle used in the pressure sensor also. Okay, and if your this is the galvanometer which is showing the flow of oxygen in the percentage here. So this is the oxygen analyzer. ये आप ले लिए ये वाला. Then take this slide also. This is a simple one. You can write this also. Okay, and that is enough. Okay, now this already describe the check done of the atmosphere inside enclosed space. क्या क्या हम लोग अब enclosed space के अंदर चेक करते हैं. Sometime you get this type question. The oxygen, combustible gases, okay, and the toxic gases. We are checking into the enclosed space. So combustible gases, टॉक्सिक गैसेज में बहुत सारी, जैसे हाइड्रोकार्बन है, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड है, H2S है. These all gases we check. Okay, in a confined space, the important to take the sample of, ये important है, top, middle and bottom. क्यों लेते हैं? Because some of the gases are heavier which are staying down, and suppose आपने sample ऊपर से ही लिया And how we are taking the sample? There is a small tube which we are lowering, and there is a suction pump inside the instrument which is taking suction, and there is a sensor fitted in the मल्टीपल गैस डिटेक्टर. आप लोगों ने देखा है, एक्सप्लोजिव मीटर देखा है, टैंक स्कोप, कोई मल्टीपल गैस डिटेक्टर देखा है आप लोगों ने ऑन बोर्ड? एनीवन हु हैज कम अक्रॉस?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or okay, so there is a simple tube which we are lowering, and it is taking suction, and the sensors are there in the instrument which are displaying various kind of gases percentage or in the ppm. Okay, so when we lower at the top, then we lower further to the middle, then we lower to the bottom. We are taking at 3 different layer, because as I mentioned, some of the gases are heavier, so they stay down. So if you don't take a 3-point sample, you will not assess the exact situation. Okay, see here, ये अभी दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, इससे रिलेटेड कई क्वेश्चंस आते हैं इंक्लोज स्पेस से. ये देखो क्या क्या. उसके बाद फिजिकल और कॉन्फ़िगरेशन हैजार्ड्स क्या हो सकता है? वेट सरफेस है, लेडर है, वेरी नैरो ओपनिंग है, जो इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन है, रिस्क ऑफ फॉल. ओके, complex arrangement hai, you are not gone to the any enclosed space, so maybe you might be not knowing, or if some of you have visited, or transverse bulkhead hote hain, it's very difficult to walk inside. And बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्ट, जैसे ये ट्रांसफर बल्कहेड की वजह से आप गिरने का डर रहता है, पाइपलाइन है, ट्रंकिंग है, so it is not very easy to walk. So these all the physical configuration. Okay, now changing and hazardous condition. वाटर अगर आ गया, ओके, अगर आप कोई चीज कर रहे हो, वेंटिलेशन फेल हो गया, कोई भी चीज हो सकती है. सो ये चेंजिंग ऑफ hazardous कंडीशन, कोई भी कंडीशन चेंज हो सकती है ड्यूरिंग योर प्रोसेस ऑफ देयर इन द enclosed space. Okay, then see here, engulfment hazards means when anybody is entering and is drawn or suffocated or trapped by falling material, loose granular material stored in the hold or tank such as grain can overcome and suffocate a person. इस तरफ का भी hazards हो सकता है. So these all the hazards associated with the enclosed space, right? Risk assessment already I have said. So these all related to the enclosed space entry. अभी एक उसमें और क्वेश्चन था, as a senior what you will give instruction to the junior related to enclosed space. ब्रेक लेना है क्या आपको? 5 मिनट का क्विकली. ओके, चलो, we'll have break and again we'll join back, right?
Right.
Okay guys,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
Or any specific question, just try to recollect. After break I will take the question and then we'll go to the next topic. I will just cover this one.
Yes, sir.
As a senior what you will instruct to your junior. Okay, क्या अभी कुछ पूछना है?
नहीं, ये नहीं सर, दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछना था.
हाँ ठीक है, अभी अभी
ब्रेक
आते
के
हैं
बाद.
ब्रेक में. बहुत सारे न्यू लोग हैं, वी हैव टू टेक देम आल्सो. एंड जो भी कोई क्वेश्चन है, कोई क्वेरी है, तो आप लोग वो रखो, वी विल जस्ट डिस्कस. ओके गाइस,
मैसेज लेट पड़ा सर ग्रुप में, इसलिए
हाँ हाँ,
मैसेज ही लेट आया ग्रुप में, इसलिए आप
नहीं
क्लास
नहीं
ले रहे
नहीं, वो आज लेट क्लास ही चालू हुई.
हो. अच्छा, तो ठीक है सर.
दैट वाज ओके, ठीक है, कोई नहीं.
जी सर.
ओके, चलो. Okay guys, आज short break लेते हैं because we already lost time. हाँ अभी क्या पूछना था? You wanted to ask something?
Yes, sir. Today morning I this one, sir.
हाँ?
He said today morning I one question asked to this fellow, sir. He said whoever take the safety classes, he will answer you better. So I'm asking
What?
to you, sir.
Regarding?
Uh, regarding to the shore connection, sir.
Okay.
What will I check before ship is going through dry
Okay.
dock?
Okay.
What should I check before ship is going to dry dock?
Okay. See, the source supply, the topic was discussed in your time, or we'll take that, and then I will include your answer in that. How to connect source supply? What are the precaution you will take before connecting source supply? And you have to sketch diagram. There is a question in the safety. Okay, just wait. I will take that. But we have short time. Maybe will not be able to cover. देखते हैं. ठीक है?
ठीक है sir.
Okay. See, when we discuss about the source supply part, as a ETO, if you talk what all the preparation you will do before going to dry dock is the big topic. I mean, we have to get the company instruction and we have to prepare the dry dock specs, means what all the job we are going to undertake in the dry dock. Okay, so you have to make a checklist and we have to send this to the company, like the main switchboard, all ACB has to be tested by the SOR and calibrated. All the big motors has to be overhauled by the SOR guys. The switchboard, the emergency switchboard, main switchboard, all the fixed indication meter like kilowatt meter, volt meter, frequency meter, all has to be calibrated in the dry dock. Then all the test equipment what you have, the like pressure calibrator, temperature calibrator, it has to be calibrated by the SOR people. These all then related to the bridge equipment, the gyro service has to be done, VDR service has to be done. There are so many things. We have to get a list from the company and we have to prepare from our side. Okay, then suppose ICCP job, the electrode has to be changed. So before we have to just make a ICCP record, we have to send the maker what is the performance of ICCP. Accordingly they will change the electrode and all. So these all as a whole concept of preparation of for dry dock. But now come back. You're not clear written, no? You're going to appear for written.
No, sir. I have already cleared the return.
Okay, then you don't need, man, for this. Okay, source supply precaution. Then it will be all related to retail. Why we need solar power? Suppose somebody asks in for related to, suppose we go in the dry dock when the water is removed and the ship sit on the block. Okay, then you cannot run your auxiliary engine because you need cooling, and then your cooling pump takes suction from the sea water, then LT. If you have centralized cooling, or if no centralized cooling, then you need water from the sea, so that you have to stop, so you cannot start your main generator. Then suppose you want to do maintenance on your generators and all, then we need to go for the source supply. Okay, आप लोगों को सोर्स सप्लाई से रिलेटेड कोल्ड आयरनिंग भी एक वर्ड आता है बीच बीच में. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कोल्ड आयरनिंग? दैट इज आल्सो same when ship is going to dry dock and when you stop your engine, your generator, because earlier in the older days the ship has to run, generator has to run on the koila. So we are burning coal and we are running the generator. So we have to stop this, you have to cool down the engine. So that is called cold ironing. It is the same. So question written में आता अभी your question preparation for dry dock or what was your question exactly?
Preparation for dry dock, sir.
Huh?
Preparation
Okay.
for dry dock, sir.
Okay. As a ETO. Okay.
As
So
actually, sir,
if
actually, surveyor was asked if
yes,
engineer asks you if it's going to dry dock, so what will you check?
yes, as I said, uh, as a part of oral, then I will go for this. When you are going to dry dock, as I said, same thing which I don't want to repeat again. You have to prepare a whole thing uh, related to dry dock job. Sometimes you get a checklist from the company, okay, that these all the job we are going to undertake. And if any specific defect you have, that also you have to project for dry dock. Okay. So as I said, you have to do the pre-check on your ICCP. You have to do the pre-check of your switchboard, ACB, and as I said, all ACB has to be tested. All your switchboard, emergency switchboard meter has to be calibrated. If your tanker guy, you have IG fan, then all IG motor and fan also has to go for balancing. Okay. And as I said, all motors, the big motor has to go for overhauling. So sometimes you have to give bearing to the CPR. So you have to prepare the bearing list which are used in the motor because you have to give to the CPR. So then suppose there is a what you call if you're tanker guy and there is going to be the tank blasting, because tank also has to be blasted and painted, then you have to remove all sensor. You have to prepare, I mean not for removal, with the CPR guy, then all sensor, your tank gauging system, your high level overfill alarm system, these all you have to remove. So these all the preparation in consultants with the company guidance. As the ETO, we have to prepare ship before going to dry dock, right? Now, related to source supply, so you have to check your source connection box. Okay, your what do you call then what else? Or I can include what do you call some of the answer next session in the specific way. Okay, सोर्स सप्लाई से रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चन था आपका और
नहीं sir, बस.
okay, so we will not take then source supply I will take I mean later for the whole class. Anything else और कुछ anybody else कोई स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन किसी का है? ओके, ठीक है. We will take maybe short topic. Just a minute, because
Sir, this question is left. Instruction given to junior as per ISM.
just speak little louder.
Sir, this question is left. Instruction
Which
to
what?
be given. Instruction to be given to junior.
Okay. I will give this. See what happened. Wait. See, as a senior, how you will advise to your junior related to enclosed space entry. So when, as you know, when somebody join new, already they go with the SIPS familiarization. Okay, so all safety, all LSA, FFA, they have been introduced to them, and it is again from the master list, their job on board has to be introduced to them. Then escape route and what all the enclosed space we have on board, they also introduced to them. And so we only brief that they should not visit any compartment which they are not aware of and which is not open and which are not used on day-to-day basis. So day-to-day basis, what? Accommodation, bridge, engine room, all day-to-day working on deck. So we will advise to the junior that when they are not sure, suppose you ask them to go to paint locker or go to the chemical locker and get some chemical or get some paint. They are not to be sent alone. Somebody has to accompany first time, show them the procedure. Suppose you are going to the chemical locker or to the paint locker, you have to open the paint locker, you have to ventilate the paint room for 10 to 15 minutes, let the ventilation run, or you have natural ventilation, open the door, open the mechanical vent, so let the air circulate, then wait for some time. Then when you are handling paint, you have to use safety goggles. Likewise, suppose you are going to the chemical locker, again same procedure, you have to use chemical gloves, safety goggles, ventilate the pump room, and then, so as a whole, when you are instructing to the junior not to enter any area which they feel is not safe to enter or which is closed for quite long time. That is the instruction you will go to the junior. That's all. Right? Okay. We will take one more new topic. थोड़ा सा short topic we will take because galley fire से question आता है. Why we did not take source supply? Because source supply is a big topic. We have to go in detail because we need to know so many things. See here, I will quickly share the questions and then quickly I go for the answer. Only the few guys are from the, I mean, old class, all are new. See, explain working of galley CO2 firefighting system. Then sketch circuit diagram and explain working of electrical oven fitted in the galley. I will take this. See here, take this sketch. Everybody have seen CO2 bottle in the galley, not portable. There's the big bottle which is just fixed somewhere in the bulkhead, and this is used. This is from the portable one. This is used to fight the fire on the exhaust duct. You can see where I'm moving my cursor. This is the galley range, means the hot plate range. So over a period of time, the fumes and oil has been sucked to the exhaust duct. And suppose fire takes place. Suppose you are frying something and flame entered and the fire takes place in the duct. So this particular CO2 is fighting the fire for galley duct. Okay. So what is the procedure? Some of the vessel. आप लोगों ने सब देखा है ऐसा CO2 arrangement in the galley. All of you might have seen. And what are other things you have in the galley? You have blanket, fire blanket. You have a small foam extinguisher. You have CO2 extinguisher portable. Some of the vessel you have wet chemical firefighting system also, not on all vessel. for the deep fat fryer. So these all the arrangement you have in the galley. Apart from that, yeah, Jay, you want to say something? Okay. So what happened? In the galley, you have fixed firefighting system for the galley exhaust duct. It is not for the galley range, it is for the exhaust duct. So suppose the fire took place and you are there, then there is an emergency stop button at the entrance of galley. You might have seen. Just press the emergency stop. The all ventilation, exhaust fan, the power supply for all appliances will be shut down in the galley. Then you open the then if the mechanical damper are closed by releasing the button, that is okay. If it is a manual, then close the damper, the down one and the upper one, so that the oxygen is cut off. Then you open the bottle and release, so that fire extinguishes. In some of the vessel, which I am going to explain now, some of the vessel you have this kind of arrangement, means automatic. So when you release the button, the alarm will raise, emergency stop already activated, ventilation and dampers already shut down in automatically. So in that case, you don't have to close mechanical vent manually. But if this provision is not there, you have to shut the emergency stop. Then you have to close the mechanical vent manually. Then you have to open the bottle and release the CO2 just to extinguish the fire. And then again, of course, after extinguishing the fire, then you open the vent, switch on the exhaust fan, let it ventilate, clear the galley. So I will give you the explanation for this. See, you can take this if it is in auto case, right? Taking the second question. quickly इसको खत्म करते हैं. Okay, this is the electrical oven we have in the galley for cooking something like chicken, roasting chicken, or making pizza. The chief cook use in the galley. So you might have seen the galley oven is temperature controlled. So when he is going to cook, he set the temperature on the thermostat and he put the stuff inside and close the door. And when the temperature reach to the set point, thermostat open and the electric oven cut off. So these are the source, the fuses, the main three phase. This is the contactor contact, and the two phase is tap. This is the source light, and two phase is tap. This is the main switch. The one power to the coil of the contactor is going directly. The other power is routed through the thermostat. When this is the NC contact of thermostat, right? So this contactor energize, the main contact close, and your electric oven is on. These are the various elements you can see. You might have also seen some of the elements are down, some of the elements are top, some of the elements on side. In the depend upon the different application and depending upon the size and capacity of the electric oven. This is the electrical oven. Okay, this is the heating element. Okay, when the temperature reaches to the set point, this open, contactors drop, this contacts open, and your thermostat, your electric oven is shut. Clear? लिख सकते हो इसको, electric oven draw कर सकते हो, start practicing and write in the exam CO2 and electrical oven. One question. Now second question related to A small oil fire is slowly spreading in the ship's galley. That is the oil fire. Okay. Suggest some procedure and means of extinguishing such fire. कैसे करोगे? Then propose a few notices you will issue to the new crew to prevent such fire. Means what all the poster, what all the safety precaution posters you will have in the galley just to prevent such fire in future. Okay. So suppose the basic thing, when you see any kind of fire, what is your first duty?
To raise the alarm, sir.
Very correct. Just you have to raise the alarm, you have to inform the breach, then you have to shut down the power supply by emergency staff, because you have just entrance of, then close the, try to, if it's a small fire, try to extinguish with the available portable fire extinguisher, or you have fire blanket. And if it becomes big fire, you are not able to extinguish, as you have already shut the ventilation and emergency staff, just shut the door and proceed to the muster station, right? यही प्रोसीजर है. और दूसरा इसमें क्वेश्चन है, क्या नोटिस लगाओगे, कैसे इस तरह के फायर कैसे हो सकता है? सपोज यू लीव योर फ्राई पैन, keep it on unattended, and oil start boiling and it catches the fire. Suppose you have oil stored, and due to the rolling it splash out, and you have some ignition source there, hot surface, and it catches the fire. So the galley, already you all know, have the specific time for cooking, and has to be, the all galley appliances has to be on and off by the authorized person. Who is the authorized person? Is the chief cook and the second cook, or the GS, or the messman, whoever is you call. And it has to be used in the specific time. When they leave the galley, they switch off all appliances. They remove any uh, oil in the fry pan and all, and they should be stored in the empty can. And the empty, I mean, the oil can has to be lashed properly. If anybody entering in the galley for cooking purpose and all beyond working hour, it has to inform to the breach. Then only he can do the cooking. When he finish, he should put off the appliances and inform the breeze and leave the galley. So these all few notices you can put to prevent such kind of fire, right? So what are the things you have in the galley as per the fire safety code? Okay, ये देखो, ड्राई केमिकल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर होना चाहिए, योर पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, फायर ब्लैंकेट, ये देखो, CO2 extinguisher, foam extinguisher, and a fixed CO2 flooding system has to be there in the galley. Okay. Now, in case of galley fire, as we already discussed, what you will do, take this for writing purpose. Now, again, for written purpose, what are the notices? That part B. Always I said, all equipment has to be switched on as per the operating instruction. Authorized personal use, as I said, only authorized person to be used. Dedicated timing, already I said, the it has to be used in the dedicated time. Shut down after use, already I discussed. Inform breach. Stowage of flammable, like discard all flammable, especially the deep fat fryer, shall be emptied of used cooking and thoroughly cleaned. Already mentioned. द हाउसकीपिंग होती है ना, गैली क्लीन होता है, सारा चीज स्टेंसिल क्लीन करके स्टोर करते हैं ताकि रोलिंग हो जाए, सो सारे चीज फॉल ना हो और इधर उधर जाके बैंग ना हो. Use of heating elements such as cooktop or oven shall be strictly by the operating procedure and never leave on attended just to avoid the fire. So these all the few notices, that is part B. This answer completed. थोड़ा fast चलते हैं, okay, because we have to cover so many things and I am not available always, okay. See here, describe the procedure to be adopted to find missing personnel in a smoke-filled accommodation area. That again questions comes in the written. What are the procedure you will find to find the missing personnel? See here, already procedure is given here. Only one thing I want to mention, EEBD, emergency escape breathing device. This is used to fight the fire or this is used to escape from the scene of fire. Everybody has seen EEBD.
Yes,
So this is used to fight the fire or this is used to escape from the scene of fire.
escape from the scene of fire.
Escape from scene of the fire.
This is for escaping, okay. Already name itself decide, emergency escape breathing device. So suppose somebody trapped in the smoke filled area, he has to just don it and open the bottle and just run away from there. So this is, suppose somebody asks, it is for fighting the fire or escaping from the fire scene. So this is just to escape from the scene of fire, right? Now already this slide you have taken, because suppose there is a fire, so already fire drill has to be conducted. I mean, fire station has to be called. Everybody has to be accounted. Everybody know his duty. The officer in charge will take over, and the fire fighting team has to wear the fireman suit with the ACBA, with the fire proper PPE. They will take the lifeline, they will establish the communication, and with the instruction they will try to enter in the smoke filled area. And how they will enter? With the help of bulkhead and with the leg in the sweeping action, and they will carry along with them EBD also. And when they find the person, the victim, suppose he is unconscious and he is not able to get up, then they have to ask for the stretcher. Then somebody with the stretcher, they have to tidy it up and they have to bring to the entrance, okay. Or if the victim is seriously injured, तो उसको ड्रैग करके भी ला सकते हैं अगर कॉन्शियस है तो. अनकॉन्शियस है तो यू कैन नॉट ड्रैग हिम विद द क्लोथ, ओके. देन अदरवाइज आपने 18 पॉइंट, वी हैव टू जस्ट होल्ड विद आर्म 2% and we have to bring him out, okay. Then you have to give first aid. The medical team, first aid team will be there, they will take care of. So this is the procedure for taking the person who has already trapped in smoke filled area. ले लिया सब लोगों ने slide, इसको जरूरत है. So these all related to galley fire and what do you call, anybody trapped in the galley, what are the procedure you will take for the galley, okay guys. Abhi anything anybody want to know? Now we will not go for anything else. Anything else Abhi you want to know related to, I mean general thing, some queries. Suppose if I don't remember now, I can give you in the next session. For your, when is your oral?
Yes, sir. This month,
कब है
sir.
oral?
This month, sir. यही
हाँ?
महीने में,
हाँ?
यही महीने में से बुक किया सर.
क्या?
17 तारीख के बाद रहेगा सर ओरल.
Okay, okay, good. So this month you have very less time, ठीक
Yes
है.
sir.
तो
Sir, I have one question.
हाँ,
The two generator reading is different, like current. So what
बड़ा
we do?
धीरे धीरे, बड़ा जोर से बोल रहे, थोड़ा सा जोर से.
Two generator reading, two generator reading different current. So what will you do?
Okay,
Sir?
I'll give you the slide. I will give you the answer. Just a minute. Wait. Generator से related question. Wait. हाँ, और कोई question? मैं I will just finding out. I'll give you the exact answer in between if anything else और कुछ याद रखते चलो questions. Limit electrical load. और किसी का कोई question? I can take the question. I'm just finding out. Both thing I can do together. Don't worry. और किसी का कोई question या और
Sir, this alternator routines and safety.
अरे भाई, तो ये सेफ्टी में हम लोगों क्यों पूछ रहे हो? ये मोबिन सर और डिसल्वा सर से पूछो. इवन दो दिस क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो अभी इज रिलेटेड टू देम, है ठीक है. ओके, अल्टरनेटर रूटीन नहीं पता? एक मिनट, अभी जस्ट ए मिनट. आई हैव समवेयर. Okay. Otherwise, I will just drop you. Just say me hi on WhatsApp. I will drop this question answer to you. Alternator routine,
I
Mangesh.
don't have your number. I don't have your number.
Okay, I will give you now. Mangesh, आप alternator routine किसका question था?
हाँ सर,
मंगेश
मेरा
का?
ही था.
अच्छा,
यस सर.
आप ये जो ओरल क्लास ज्वाइन करते हो?
यस सर, अभी सर टॉपिक स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ. आज सर से पूछा, सर ने बोला कोई तो सर हैं जो
हाँ?
अल्टरनेट जनरेटर का टॉपिक कवर करेंगे.
कौन
तो
बोल रहा था?
सुबह आफ्टरनून में डिसल्वा सर थे शायद से.
ओके ओके, ठीक है. मोबिन सर करेंगे. एक मिनट, मैं नंबर शेयर किया. ठीक है, देखो, डोंट वरी, डोंट गेट इन पैनिक. अभी आप जस्ट ज्वाइन किए हो. एटलीस्ट दिस विल टेक 1 month टुगेदर टू कंप्लीट होल टॉपिक. ओके, सो he will discuss alternator routine and what are the safeties you will take before carrying out alternator routine. This will be covered detail. Okay, Mobin sir will take. And for your answer, kVAR and kilowatt, I will just, because of the excitation and all, I'll give you the exact answer. I've given you a number. ठीक है अभी?
This I got.
और हाँ, और कुछ, और कुछ अभी कुछ और पूछ सकते हो, बिकॉज यू हैव शॉर्ट टाइम. कुछ होगा तो आई कैन शेयर. और कोई क्वेश्चन आई कैन टेक नाउ बिकॉज दे हैव मोर टाइम. अजय, आपका कब ओरल है? अरे रिटर्न अभी तो आप क्लियर नहीं किया अजय. I don't know, he is not answering. Okay. और हरिंदर तो अभी टाइम. ठीक है. और एनीथिंग एल्स अभी? ओके.
Yes, sir.
और आप लोगों का, द न्यू गाइज दोज हु हैव जस्ट ज्वाइन, एनीथिंग?
सर इसमें
हाँ,
जो सेक्शन थर्ड में जो क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू सोलास एंड मार्पोल,
सब
सर
पढ़ाऊंगा.
ये. ओके सर.
देखिए, हमारा टॉपिक, जस्ट आई रीड फॉर यू. स्टीयरिंग गियर, सोलास रिक्वायरमेंट, इमरजेंसी फायर पंप, सोलास रिक्वायरमेंट, ओडीएमई, यूएमएस से रिलेटेड, ऑल एनएक्स. ओके, मार्पोल. देन एमएनसी, एसटीसीडब्ल्यू, आईएसएम, पीएससी. देन CO2 related safety, release of CO2, safety precaution related to CO2. Then source supply, procedure for connecting source supply, then enclosed space, which you have just covered, electric shock, pump room entry, flammability diagram, lifeboat regulation, sprinkler system, ACBA, SCABA, maintenance and test, watertight door, tankers, noxious substances, galley fire, just we have covered, bunkering procedure, the bridge equipment, some of the bridge equipment related questions come, foam system, water ingress system, engine room fire, fire plan, what all things you will have in the fire plan, the maintenance of firefighting system, towing arrangement, cable specification and related questions, purifier room fire, engine room crane and deck crane related questions. Okay, emergency generator related SOLAS regulation and question. These all I will take. So you have 33, 34 topic. Out of that, we have just started for the new class. Only 2 topic we have taken today. Clear? So these many topics
Yes.
we need to discuss in the due course. Okay, and we will complete. Right?
Sir, can I ask you one question?
हाँ
What are the precaution I have to take on work on deck on a tanker vessel?
जोर से बोलो बहुत
Uh,
स्लो
what are the precaution I have to take on a work on a deck on a
work
tanker
on
vessel?
the
Deck, sir, in a
okay
in a tanker vessel.
okay again no time today. I'm tanker guy. I will explain in detail, but to be just to shortcut, uh, when during loading and discharging you cannot work on deck. First thing, suppose you are going to change any floodlight which are there on the deck, that they are explosion proof, you know, your tanker guy. So
Yes, sir.
that has to be off, and then only you can attempt to what do you call, change the light or change the bulb. Okay, suppose you are going to work on deck, do not carry any metallic tool on deck. All has to be insulated tools, intrinsically safe equipment like multimeter. If you are going to work on deck, the intrinsically safe equipment has to be there, like multimeter, insulated tools you have to carry on the deck if it is urgent. Otherwise, during loading and discharging, you cannot do any maintenance on the deck, right? During cargo operation, when it is necessary to do, you have to carry insulated tools, intrinsically safe equipments on deck, and then only you can carry out any maintenance on deck, right? ठीक है?
हाँ जी, sir.
हाँ ठीक है guys, चलो take some break. Some of you will be going for Mobin sir class. Okay, catch you later, maybe next session. Okay,
Sir, I am sending you a message on a WhatsApp.
okay, take care.
Okay, sir.
चलो
Thank you, sir.
guys,
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
okay,
sir.
take care.